Okay, number one, we're given a binomial that's being cubed, and we're told that a and b are real numbers, and they want to know when is this going to be just a real number when I do the expansion, and when is it just going to be a pure imaginary number. So let's go to the whiteboard, and I know it's a binomial, and I'll write this one down for you. So this is number one. I'm told that a and b are real numbers, and I'm given an expansion to do. An expansion can be a plus b, and that's going to be minus root 3 cubed. My first suggestion is to rewrite it so it looks like a complex number. So it's going to be plus, I'm going to say root 3 bi, and that's going to be cubed. And it's pretty easy to expand. It's a third degree expansion of a binomial. So I think I could write that down pretty quickly. So it's going to be a cubed. The next term is going to be 3a squared. I'm just doing the a's first, then I'll go to the next one. Then it's going to be 3a. And last but not least, you're not going to have any a's. If you want, you put a 1 over here. Maybe I should put that down. And there's going to be no a's here. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's do the other one. There's going to be zero of these things over here. I'll write this one down for you. Then there's going to be one of those things. Then there's going to be 2 of those things. And then there's going to be 3 of those things. And I got to figure this out. I'm looking at it. It doesn't look that bad, by the way. For example, the first term is just a cubed. That's done. What's the next one going to be? Let's see. Plus 3 root 3. And then you're going to get a squared b. And you get an I. All right, that one's done. Let's do the next one. Let's see, you get, root 3 when you square it, you get 3. So you get 9. And that's going to be a. And there's going to be b squared. All right, so I did the number, I did the letter, I got this over here. And I squared is just minus 1. All right, let's keep going. What's last but not least? Let's write this down. Plus, look at this last guy over here. So you get, the root 3 cubed is going to be 3 root 3's. And then you get b cubed. And then I cubed, if it's on the side for you, is really just I squared and an I, which means just minus I. All right, I'll write that down. I'm going to clean it up. And that's going to give me a cubed plus 3 root 3 a squared bi minus 9 ab squared minus 3 root 3 b cubed I. All right? Now I want to write this in the form where I have this real number plus some multiple of I. All right, so let's put this down. So I get a cubed minus 9 a b squared. These are real numbers, by the way, because I'm told a and b are real. And what do I get over here? Plus 3 root 3 a squared b, that's this guy over here, minus 3 root 3 b cubed I. All right? So let me just take a look at it and see if I be clear about what they're asking about. And let's take a look. Yeah, I think that's it. But they asked something over here. Say they want it to be just a pure real number. So a is pure real. For that to occur, this would have to be equal to 0. Let's write this down. So 3 root 3 a squared b minus 3 root 3 b cubed would have to equal 0. Well, the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to factor out a 3 root 3, and I'm going to factor a b out. All right? And what do you get? You would get a squared minus b squared, and that has to be equal to 0. Well, what I'm going to say is b could be any, not any number. B could be 0, but if b is 0, this would tell me a could be any real number. All right, so b Maybe I shouldn't say B is an element. Get my eraser out. So B equals 0. Now, I also want to say that, A could be equal to plus or minus B. If that's the case, this factor becomes 0. And that would tell me B could be any real number. All right? So this is the conditions for that expansion to give me a pure real number. And that would be B is equal to 0, A could be any real number, or A could be plus or minus B, and then B could be any real number in the universe, by the way. All right? So let's keep moving. All right? They wanted also to be B, they want it to be imaginary, pure imaginary. How would I do that? I would need to make this thing equal to 0. Let's write that down. So A cubed minus 9AB squared has to be equal to 0. Let's see what that gives me. I'm going to factor the A out. And what do you get? You get A squared minus 9B squared is equal to 0. So what I'm going to say is A, if A is 0, the B could be any real number. Oops, sorry about that. So if A is 0, I'm going to say, B could be any real number then. All right? Now, why is that? If A is 0, 0 times anything is going to give you 0. All right? So that's pretty good. What else could it be? I'm also going to say A could be, let's write this down. A could also be equal to plus or minus 3B. And why is that? When you square it, you get minus 9. You get the plus 9B squared, and minus 9B squared would give you 0. All right? So, and again, if looking at it, I mean, the A can be any number at this point, as long as it is plus or minus 3 times the B, right? So you pick any real number for B. So B could be a real number. And I think I'm done. Again, if you want to, you could write down B over here. Could be any real number. And we're done. Thank you.